And we're live. We're live. Welcome back to AFTV. Welcome to the full-time show. Do you know what? I'm just going to... There you go. I can hear myself a little bit better there. Arsenal have won it. Do you know what? I don't need the glasses. No, don't need to analyse. This is pure emotion now. Arsenal, in the 98th minute of the game, the final kick from Rhys Nelson. Oh, I can hear myself a bit better. Oh, that's good. Okay. The final moment of the game, they have won it. 3-2. 3-2. Actually, it's still a bit annoying. 3-2 at the very end, Frank.
Right.
Unbelievable.
I've let you do your intro. I want to get into this straight away.
Let's do it.
I've been on this show 4 times. Every single time, James has got all the stick in the world because of his opinions. At half time, he gave the opinion that we shouldn't give up on this because Bournemouth have got a reputation for fumbling leads. What happened? Bournemouth fumbled the lead. James.
Well, thank you. And I will. You know what? I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it because after Everton, I was focused too much on the negatives a little bit. Today, I actually thought, you know what? I saw the chat. Everyone was saying, this is an appalling performance. This isn't good enough. This is embarrassing. Everyone losing their heads. I said, hold on. Arsenal have done some good here. They've been okay, but they go 2-0 up. And so if there's one thing Arsenal need to show now is what City did. 2-0 down against Palace, 2-0 down against Tottenham, 2-0 down on the final day of the season. Last year, Zinchenko was on that pitch and they won the league title. And I said, right, that's the task now, Arsenal. Even Man United showed a couple of weeks back they can at least salvage a point from 2-0 down against Leeds. That was the challenge. And they stepped up and they delivered. And you've got to take negativity and adversity as opportunity as well. The game was the second goal for Bournemouth didn't come in the 75th, 80th minute. It came with plenty of football still to play. Mm-hmm. And Arsenal responded really, really well, in fairness to them. Rhys Nelson, great cameo. We're going to talk about him. I just thought across the board, a lot of the performances were actually quite good. Yep. Thought decision making was poor in a lot of areas. But the one thing that stood out to me was from box to box and other videos I did with Craig, Bournemouth fan as well. And we were talking about the fact that Bournemouth have fumbled leads in the past. 3-1 up at Leeds, they lost 4-3. 2-0 up against Tottenham at home. And again, I think they got their second goal in the second half. They ended up losing 3-2. They've done this on several occasions. And so Arsenal had to prey on that. They had to go, cool, okay, let's respond. Unbelievable. But just round of applause to the team. Well done to them.
And listen, I do want to say it as well because before we won the game, full credit to Bournemouth today. Because Bournemouth, for a relegation threatened side, were fantastic. Mm-hmm. What we've just seen there at the death, first of all, give Rhys Nelson the statue now. Because that is...
unbelievable.
That is the best cameo I think I've ever seen.
Oh, well, he was brilliant. We'll go on to the player stuff in a bit. You're right, he was brilliant. Yeah. Devin says, I can't lie, I turned the game off when we went 2-0 down. You can't do that, Devin.
Can't give up on the Arsenal guys.
Because these are the moments. Turned it back on when it was 2-2 and turned it off again at the 96th minute. What are you doing? I think it was my fault we conceded and why we weren't scoring. You know what, Devin, you're right. You sacrificed your enjoyment for the greater good. Thank you. Alexander says, literally walking out the Emirates now, unreal scenes. I can't put into words the feeling of seeing that goal live. I hear that. I can't believe we're not far from the Emirates, and I heard the celebrations when Bukayo Saka scored against Everton. I can't believe we couldn't hear anything, but to be honest, we're all pretty loud ourselves here. Uxal says, come on, you... He says ducking. I don't think that's what he meant. Gunners, You've got to love autocorrect. Yeah, we'll let them have that one. Come on, you fucking Gunners. Yes, come on. Sam says, please don't forget this. What's wrong with VAR? No, actually, hold on. Let's be fair now. We get that equaliser because of technology. That's not VAR, but it's goal line technology, which I know it's not the same people, but we got the equaliser because of technology. So let's be fair on that front. We'll go on to the... We'll talk about the players. We'll talk about the penalty shouts and all that. I didn't think any of them were clear cut. I think there were one or two that were penalties though. So we'll explore that.
Yeah, cool. That's fine. We'll go on to that later. But
yeah, no, I know you thought.
What a day!
This is unbelievable. Tottenham lost.
I nearly gave myself an aneurysm in that celebration. I'll be honest with you.
That was unreal. Rhys Nelson.
And do you know what? Rhys Nelson is someone that
What a cameo.
Rhys Nelson is someone that comes under a lot of stick. A lot of people think he's finished.
Yeah.
If we would have sold Rhys Nelson when we had the opportunity to do so, that moment would not have happened. So I just want to pinpoint that and just say, Rhys Nelson, what a guy. What a guy.
Unbelievable. The scores around the league right now. Man City beat Newcastle 2-0 earlier today. Chelsea got a much-needed win against Leeds 1-0. Arsenal beat Bournemouth 3-2. Villa beat Palace 1-0. Brighton beat West Ham 4-0. And Wolves beat Tottenham 1-0. I'm here and we've got a lot of callers, and I don't want to waste time enjoying this. Just before, though, we do have another super chat. Let's just have a little look. That game just cured my hangover, says Rips. You and me both, my friend. Although I feel like I might be having some fun tonight after that. Philip says, my brother in the car, a Man United fan, telling me to shut up because I was going crazy in the car. Big up from New York City. I'm surprised he didn't park the car and just do a lap of it for a second, because we absolutely lost it. Cam says, James, guard technology and VR are two different things. You have no point at all. Once again, Cam, well, fair enough. What I will say is, everyone always has a go at technology, and technology saved us. I actually did say that, so you probably should listen to me. Once again, I have no point at all. Once again, I was the one who told us at 2-0 down that we could turn this around because they got hits through bottoming things, but fair play to me, you're trying to rattle me.
Tactical
today,
genius
from
James.
going to work. Thank you. You got the money sent in your bank account. Fair play. Man United, Villa, Bournemouth, last minute winners. Fergie time. Yeah, no, it is. You're right about all those games. Fulham as well, very late in the game. We got a valuable 3 points, so it might have just been 2. All right, we're going to go straight into it. Get your calls in. You download FANZONE or download the AFTV Plus app to get onto FANZONE. The link is in the chat. Come and join us. Right, who is joining us first? Oh, who's that? Who? Lee Jacobs. Lee Jacobs. Welcome. We can't see you. We can hear you. We can't see you. Oh, he's bringing him up. Right. So we can hear you. There we go. Lee, how you doing? Welcome.
Hi, Lee. Look at the smile. Look at the smile.
You seem happy today.
I cannot explain. There's been something about this team this season, guys. We fight until the end. There's a mentality in this team that is, it's a title winning.
The men. No, carry on. No, you go for it. Sorry, I thought. Yeah, go
on. And you know what? It's easy to say now. Yes, we won the game, but even at 2-0 down, it was so early that they got the second goal. I don't know about you guys, but maybe a few years ago, or even last year, you're not as confident that you're still going to win the game. I was still confident we could win this game, because of the mentality these guys have shown us this whole season. And for me, that is a huge thing. And it's something that might really well take us over the line. And I believe, I 100% believe in this thing.
Bro, I'm with you. I wouldn't say I was relaxed. I mean, you don't want to be 2-0 down at home to Bournemouth. That doesn't look good. But I didn't have this sense of all is lost. I didn't think, well, that's it. Pack it up. Like it's job done. Mm-hmm. And you've been vouching for me all day. Fair play, Frank. But because this Arsenal team have shown a mental resilience, and it's very easy when the match isn't on to say, oh, you know what? They've given me a confidence. I believe in this team. Blah blah. It's in the really tough moments that you see whether this team have actually instilled confidence in you. And that's what I learned today. Was that actually at 1-0 down and 2-0 down, I wasn't fretting. I wasn't losing my head. And even if we had dropped points today, I was kind of looking at it going, oh, but we can bounce back from this. Like I wasn't in this is the be-all and end-all situation. And that is credit to the players for everything they've done in the 25 games leading up to this. And it sounds like you're feeling the same.
Yes, 100%. And look, I think there are a couple of things, like you just mentioned. We probably shouldn't be going 2-0 down against teams at home before kicking into gear. I think that is something we need to look at. I think particularly on that left-hand side, I know this might be a big shot, but I kind of feel that the position that Shaka has been holding this season, it would be great if we have a mix-up where you get Zinchenko possibly in that position and have a solid left back in Tierney that's a little bit more disciplined. Because I feel like we are a little bit weaker down that side, especially defensively. But other than that, the determination and the mentality of this team, of our coach, of our fans. I mean, I was watching from South Africa, but I can only imagine the atmosphere at the Emirates Stadium, not even when the second goal or the third goal went in, but when the first goal went in. you can feel that the belief from the supporters, and you can see it that it affects the players. You can see that the team believes they're going to win the title. And I believe it. I believe it. I don't want to say it too soon, but we can do this, guys.
Listen, you got to believe it. You've got to believe it because, believe we can. I understand people still feel there's a long way to go, and you're talking a couple, how many games are there left? 12? There's 12 games, I think.
12 games.
Right. We could win 10, lose 2, which is that's not a bad return from our last 12. And still not win it.
That's another 30 points.
Yeah, but and still not win it.
From here.
Like, that's the incredible thing. You've been fantastic, Lee. Big thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Lee.
Just before we go to the next caller, F says, please tell Cecil to pick up the Arsenal crest and put it back up. Balder says,
it's back now. It's back. It's back.
Their first goal shouldn't have stood. The player crossed into our half before the ball was played. The whistle doesn't matter according to the ref on TV. Interesting. We'll have a little look at that back. Pratik says, Smith Rowe, 1 assist. Nelson with a goal and assist. Wow, what a comeback from these players who were out for such a long time. Now, was the Smith Rowe change tactical, or was it injury? It looked like it might have been tactical, like he wanted to get some pace into that front three again. And look, I don't think that doesn't look bad on Smith Rowe. I know he got the assist, he won the header. I hope it really is just a tactical thing.
I hope so. I do hope so.
He was brilliant, Nelson. We're going to talk about him in a second. Oh, Arsenal, you keep playing with my heart, but I love you always. We're undoubtedly special this season. Now let's sit back and watch. Liverpool slap Man United, says IK Osua.
It's a bold assumption. I'm not sure if that's going to happen.
I don't think Liverpool will slap United, but I really hope they do as well. Right, who's our next caller? Look at all these amazing callers. Who have we got? Classic. Classic.
Hey.
Classic.
Hi, Classic.
Is it Classic? Are we pronouncing it right?
Yeah, it is. You got it right. That's my name.
Amazing.
It's my
Listen,
nickname.
that was.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you good. That was vintage.
Excellent.
That was just unbelievable, wasn't it?
Coming back from a 2-0 victory and taking it away in the 96th minute, I think you said. I mean, it's just, I was on the edge of my seat the first half yelling at every player to just kind of keep going, because we had so much possession and so many opportunities, and it just seemed like none of them were being converted. And then the second half came around, and it seemed like the tide started to change a little bit, and then my poor girlfriend, 8 months pregnant, and I'm swearing at the TV and waiting for a goal to go in, and and I mean that last 6 minutes. I mean, I don't even know how to respond to it, honestly, emotionally.
I hear you.
What did you guys think?
Well, we thought it was brilliant. Look, Classic, we're having a few audio issues. Apologies, but I do just want to say it's been great hearing your thoughts. A massive congratulations. As well. Another Gooner into the world. Amazing. So massive love to you and your family.
Thanks, man. That's unfortunate. Okay, you guys have a great rest of your day, because I know I will.
I think it's a slight issue on our end, but an absolute pleasure chatting to you, and we will have a great day. Thank you so much. Classic just asked us what we thought. I mean, like I'm gonna give us more credit. Like we were standing behind the team. We were saying, like, you're gonna get the comments filled with rivals saying, you've blown it, Bottas, whatever, and then nervy Arsenal fans saying, I can't believe this performance, I can't believe we've done this, blah blah. And I was saying Bournemouth are no pushovers. But when we were losing, I said they're no pushovers. Look at their last 5 results. But there's that caveat: they have blown leads this year. I'll chat to Craig, Bournemouth fan, later. Because he said that they have a knack for doing this, but the mentality of this team,
champions mentality. Yeah, I've said it multiple times since coming onto the fan zone, since coming onto the watch-alongs, and Arsenal keep proving me right. Not only because this isn't the first time we've won this at the end. Like, we go back to this game, we go back to the Aston Villa game, we go back to the Manchester United game. I think the reason I feel so strongly about this game, and this is probably one of my favourite moments of the season, obviously I've got to share it with all of you guys, it was obviously a fantastic way to win the game. That game reminded me exactly of the 2014 FA Cup. We went 2-0 down to Hull.
You're right.
and then we snatched it right at the end. Aaron Ramsey at the death that time.
Yeah.
It reminds me so much of that, and I'm absolutely buzzing. I can see these guys celebrating in the background.
I don't blame them.
There's a few guys I'm looking forward to hearing from as well.
Let me clear something up, because I already see people crying on timeline about it. Okay, people saying Arsenal scored in the 7th minute when there was 6 minutes added time. I was calling out right here live on the show. They had Adam Smith down from literally when they held up the 6-minute board to 90 minutes and about 57 seconds. So the referee was absolutely spot on playing that extra minute, and well done to them on that. Well done.
It's very rare we get to credit English referees, so I think
but they played the full. I actually thought they were going to add less time on.
I did,
but they did the right thing. Let's go through some super chats. Hayne says, "Give Rhys Nelson a contract. That boy deserves one." 2 right. ONeill says, "Always remember it was his left foot, brilliant striking. He was delivering some nice balls with his left as well." Centre Pride says, "We will look back at the Villa and this win as our turning moments when we win the league come May. Hope Trossard will be back in action. Missed him." Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't think Martinelli had his best game up front, but I can appreciate it was tough. I liked his runs beyond. He did that quite well. Actually says, "Wow, scenes, we are winning the ducking league." A lot of duckings around. Jay Federer says, "Huge praise to Bournemouth today. They are a world apart from rubbish team we drubbed early this season." Agreed. As for Rhys, I'm in love. Come on, you Gunners. He needed that. James, spot on, time wasting added. Yeah, thank you, Letter. And yeah, they got that spot on. So, you know, for anyone complaining about that, you just saw when the goal was scored and you saw when the board went up, and you didn't actually count what was left to be played. Because I was keeping very particular attention to that. And people, I'm not going to say who, there were murmurings of, it might have been you. I don't think it was. There was murmurings of, oh, it's done now. When it got to 95,
I'll admit that.
40 seconds.
I'll admit to that. I did think that.
Yeah,
I did think that.
And I get it. But I was really thinking, in my head, I'd clocked it. I'd made a mental note. This should go to 97.
Yeah.
And I'm going to roast the officials if they don't get to that 97, because they had a whole minute on the floor trying to waste it. But once again, you try wasting time, it comes back to bite you. I'm glad that Arsenal punished it. But that's the only thing I got against Bournemouth. And I actually can't really criticise it, because, in fairness, Adam Smith might have been injured. You don't really know these things. The cynic makes you think, oh, he must be time wasting. But also, I actually thought they defended really well. And I wasn't thinking for large parts of the game, they're rolling around, they're diving, they're trying to. I actually thought Bournemouth just played very admirably today, but we found a way through, and it was always going to take a moment of magic. A couple more super chats before we go into the next one, the next caller. Blue Nose says, "Told you guys, keep calm, we're champions." Ollie says, "This game feels bigger because of the earlier City lot putting pressure on us. A victory versus Bournemouth shouldn't feel this good, but I'll take the joy. Every victory in a title chase is going to feel very good." I love Tomiyasu because of his excellent 1v1 defending, but he must improve his attacking touch and confidence to fit into Arteta.
That's fair. I think that's fair.
Huxal says, "Let's go." I hear that. Who's next? Tell me, Brennan. Ryan,
Hi, Ryan.
Welcome.
Yes, James. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You know, I'm going to pass this over to Frank, because I've been doing a lot of talking.
Ryan.
Go for it.
We done it.
James and Frank, man. Honestly,
we snatched it right at the end. How do you feel?
I went through it.
Hang on a second. We've got someone.
Roller coaster of emotion. Cecile. My guy. Alright, listen.
Hey, he's just threatening about that top of the table t-shirt. That's why.
Hey, listen. Cecile's brave to have that top of the table t-shirt out anyway, but that's a conversation for another day. But
yeah,
guys, man, I fucking love this team, man. I swear, like,
me too.
That reminded me. It had quite a lot of similarities to the Aston Villa game when we were we weren't 2-0 down against Villa, but this game, even though we went 2-0 down, I'm looking at my cousin and I was watching the game with him, and I said to myself, you know what? I don't know if we're gonna do this today. And then when Partey scored and made it 2-1, I said to myself, something in me said, Bournemouth have a knack of throwing leads away. So I said, and yes, they've got the worst defensive record in the Premier League, but I said to myself, if we keep ticking away and being patient, you could see Arteta speaking to the boys on the touchline. And when we went 2-2, I said to myself, 20 minutes ago, I said, we're gonna do this, you know? Whether it's the last second, the last couple of minutes, and we just don't do things. We just don't do things easy, guys, man. I mean, how do you lot feel after this performance? Because I feel over the moon. Man City would have hated that today.
I'm absolutely over the moon. Do you know what? I'm just going to leave you for 1 sec with Frank. You two chat. I just need to show Cecil something very quickly. You two carry on.
That's fine. Ryan, I want to know, where do you think this goes from here? Because I know there's a few people on the fence about whether we win the league, whether we have to take it game by game, whether we're not going to win the league. I want to know where you stand on this one.
Honestly, your last option there is where I am. I'm literally in that mentality and mindset of game by game, because for me, we all went today. Let's be real. We all went today and said this is Bournemouth today. We should roll them 4-5-0 possibly. And when they went 1-0 up, I mean, I didn't even put my drink down, Frank. I couldn't believe it. And when I saw them go 1-0 up, I said to myself, I looked at my cousin. I thought he was bantering with me. I said Bournemouth are 1-0 up.
That's crazy.
And it just shows the mentality. I was saying it to James like a couple months ago. The mentality of this group, that never say die attitude, and it's gonna take us quite far in this title race. Like I haven't even got a trim yet. Like I'm in this title race with these boys, man. I'm telling you, I'm looking scruffy. I need to sort my beard out. Like literally, but like honestly, my mum's telling me to calm down. I said, Mama, you don't understand. Literally, in this title race, literally.
It's absolutely brilliant.
I fucking love this team, man. I hate how we don't do things easy, but. It's the love and hope that kills you, Frank, man. And
it really is.
Yeah.
Right. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting. We have so many fans that want to come on and give our thoughts. Sorry I had to shoot off for a second.
Listen,
there.
It's funny. It's fine, man. Listen, it's a big win today. Let's hope we kick on from here, man.
Always
Up the Gunners, man. Love having me on, guys, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much. We got Michael from Boston, who I believe...
Here we go.
Okay, guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Absolutely. All I want to say is that magic comes from love. What drugs, what charms, what conjuration, and what mighty magic are we charged with all? If this be magic, let it be an art as lawful as eating. And that's all I got. Come on, you Gunners.
That's all you got, Michael, come on.
Do you know what, Michael, you was one of the ones I was looking forward to hearing from. I wanted to hear some Shakespeare after a fantastic performance
I'm happy to talk to you. I'm just saying, everything that seems like it's magic comes from the fact that Arteta cares about every single member of his team. And that's why someone like Rhys Nelson can come in and have the confidence to put that ball in the top corner in the 97th minute. In a different club, none of that happens because nobody has any confidence coming from the manager.
Yeah, I honestly, you're right. It is confidence, it's belief, and what you saw was a lot of players taking shots on. And I was getting frustrated in the game because I thought our decision-making execution was a bit of a problem for a lot of the game, even though we were actually playing quite well up to the final bit. But if you notice, when Martinelli really made a few bad decisions, one strike went high and wide. He then tried a cross type thing which went wrong. There were a few bad passes, but Odegaard was lifting his head up and they were fighting for each other, and that's the kind of thing that gets you over the line.
The players were like Odegaard and Martinelli were simply trying to reproduce exactly the magical moments that happened 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. And with that doesn't happen. We got the goals from really fresh insights coming from, Partey and White, and at the death from Nelson. That simply trying to reproduce the creative moments that worked in past weeks isn't always the way to score. Yeah,
you're right. And sometimes it is going to take moments of magic. It is going to take something. Sometimes it's going to be about the players. Like that game, Arteta will get immense credit for everything he's done this season and what he's done for this team and the belief he's instilled. But that we won that at the end because Rhys Nelson just produced wizardry. It's with his left foot to just execute that when you need it most. And it's unbelievable.
Well, it's like they say, life finds a way,
Yeah, I hear you. Michael, it is always a pleasure chatting to you.
Pleasure, Michael.
I know there's other people that need to get on. That's all I got for now.
Thank you.
See you next week.
We'll see you next week. Now we've got Stephen and Alexander. He's back!
He's back!
Hey, James, hey, Frank, hey. You know, the only thing that you can do after getting such a win is to do Robbie's dance after we got Thomas' party. So here you go. Give that stiff dance.
Is that the turning one?
Give that stiff dance.
Does that?
For my reputation, I won't be trying it because I cannot dance. You're going to do it?
I'll do it.
Oh, man.
Oh, he's
Let's go, Frank. Here we go.
I don't want to be on screen when this happens. I have no idea, but fair enough. Give us your thoughts, guys.
Hey.
I mean, wow.
Oh, man.
Wow.
James, you know, what a win. We keep on having these wins. I thought the boys, you know, if you're going to get scored on, I think it was actually a blessing for them to score in the first minute of the game.
I know what you mean.
But then I thought for the first half especially, we were so frantic to get that goal back. And I don't know why, because with patience, I knew we were going to score against this team. Then they pinned us back 2 goals. And even then, I didn't completely think we would lose, but my doubts did start creeping in. What a comeback, though. What a comeback by the team. I'm so excited about it. Alex, what do you think?
I thought it was great. One of the things Arteta has been criticized about is not coming back. If you're not believing in this team, you're not believing the togetherness with the fans. When they scored 2-0, the fans were so like, come on, Arsenal, come on. Because they still believe that we could win this game. And with that belief, it can take us places. So even if we don't win the league, I'm not going to let the other fans say that you're not going to win the league and the doubt from the other fans. That's not going to hold me back because I'm enjoying this. This is the best time I've had as an Arsenal fan. So keep this coming. I'm enjoying this. So come on, you Gunners.
Come on, you Gunners.
To enjoy the lead. Listen, while I've got you both, let me just show you something that I can't show you, unfortunately. It's on my screen. You'll see it, Frank.
Yep.
When Nelson put that in the back of the net, everyone runs off to Nelson. Ben White goes up to Neto, the Bournemouth keeper, and goes, and do you know why I love it? Because I normally think that kind of thing's quite classless. Do you know why I love it?
Ben White is taking the mic.
But because Neto earlier in the game came charging over for no reason when Arsenal played on, when a Bournemouth player was on the floor, when Bournemouth had played on as he was on the floor as well. So I love that, man. I love it. It's like Emi Martinez when he's always, doing his things in a game. And then you let them know it after, because that's a bit of give and take, and hopefully it's all taken in the right spirits. But you give some, you take some.
James, the other thing that I want to say, I thought it was a technical masterclass by Arteta, because Granit has actually seemed like he's a little jaded. Mm-hmm. And when you actually look at the Liverpool players who had such a long season, they've been struggling. Granit has played the whole season, almost every game, went to the World Cup and came back. He needed that rest. And then even like in the 60th minute, I was like, I think Granit needs to come in, and Arteta was still patient. For those 10 minutes that he came in, he was excellent. He chased the ball. Yeah. He really provided us with a lot of impetus to get the drive going. And so I thought that was really needed.
That's the word, drive. And again, I'm going to give us some credit. We said that the one thing Xhaka would give you is a little box-to-box energy and drive to instill. Because I actually thought Vieira had a decent performance, but he was losing that little bit of drive. And what I also love, you mentioned tactical masterclass from Arteta, but the Nelson substitution is brilliant, because what I will say, I don't know if it was forced, I don't know if Smith Rowe had an issue, it didn't look like it, but what I did like was he was quite decisive in going, I actually need pace on the flanks again, which is why I think Smith Rowe's future is probably more in central midfield, where he can sort of combine and feed. But the way he brought on Nelson, and then he's the one who goes outside, ball into the box, White scores, and then left foot again to win it.
Yeah. James, look, I know you have a lot of callers, so we're just going to leave you with this. Up the Arsenal then. Come on, you
Come on. Love it. Mark, always a pleasure. Let's bring in Harvey.
Harvey!
Look at that big smile. We're feasting tonight. We're having fun. This is good. Yeah. This is good, man.
Yeah, you know what, James? Just for controversy, let's focus on the negatives. No, I'm just kidding. But oh man, what a game, what a win, bro! Just so elated. It feels so good.
Good. I hear that. Like, when when we were critical again about the Everton game, people might think I'm trying too hard when I say this, but I really genuinely mean every word I say. I look at the performance, and I was frustrated for a lot of that Everton game, as you know, you were besides me, because of the lack of chance creation, the lack of penetration. But today at 2-0 down, I was quite relaxed. And people might go, hold on, but you're relaxed at 2-0 down, but you were disappointed at 2-0 up. But in this game, we were having the chances. And as soon as we conceded that first goal, Saka basically has one from point blank range saved. We then, had one from distance saved. And we're starting to knock on the door. We were applying more pressure. Now, I appreciate maybe we were 1-0 down and that allows for that. But I was more relaxed because I saw that Arsenal were doing more to hurt Bournemouth than we did in the first 70 against Everton. I know the scores could be different. One is a very relaxed 4-0 win, and the other is as dramatic as wins get. But this is why I think you do have to look at performance and not just go, oh, we won, so I'm happy. Oh, we lost, so I'm disappointed. You've got to look at the context of it.
100%. 100%. And you know what? Had we not gotten the win today, that discussion that you were trying to have, against Everton would have been much more merited. And I think people would have had to hold their hands up, because being able to talk about performances despite what the result is what's going to shed light on future results to come. Mm-hmm. And so many times in this fan base, whenever we go through a poor run, it's like, oh, I can't believe we're playing so poorly. It's like the signs were there, the cracks were there, and you just got either distracted by good results or you got distracted by poor results, and you're saying everything is terrible, and really it isn't. And that's why talking about performances is always key. So back yourself up every single time, man, because you know what? You're right. Today, I was thinking to myself, crazy. We're 2-0 down, and we're actually playing better, and we're looking more lively, and we're combining more than we did against Everton. It wasn't until the final 10 minutes against Everton that we were finally actually playing well. But that's why football's a funny game. And that's why you have to analyze those performances. So you're spot on, man.
Appreciate that. Now, look, we've been chatting a lot about my thoughts on that, but your thoughts as well. And Rhys Nelson's cameo. It's great to see, especially with Trossard's injuries, Jesus coming back, Smith Rowe had his injury problems across the season. It's just great we have another option that we can turn to there.
Yeah. I mean, listen, man, we talked about it in preseason a little bit about Rhys Nelson, didn't we? When when he was looking very, very promising. He's a great player, and he knows, he has the ability. He's very, very skillful. But unlike Nicolas Pepe, for example, he's not wasteful in possession. He rarely gives the ball away. And I think Arteta today was very, very clever. One, I don't think Smith Rowe was playing well. But the likes of Smith Rowe, Vieira, and Zinchenko, they were sort of neutralizing themselves and marking themselves out of the game because they both like to occupy those same spaces. So I think Arteta realized that and saw we need a little bit more width in our attack here. Let's put on Rhys, who can hug the touchline, gives us that extra outlet, and now we can have either Xhaka, who can hang back or can attack those half spaces, and we create those inverted runs and just stretch them out a bit more. And he was the outlet. He was the game changer. Assist as he drove towards the byline, and then a goal there. So I think spot on, Arteta in terms of realizing that we were just a little bit too congested on that left hand side. So great tactical adjustment, and all credit to Rhys, man, to come back and he's his opportunities. He's taking his chances. Yeah, he's telling us that, hey, listen, I'm English, I'm homegrown. I'm from the Helen Academy. I can play on the left. I can play on the right. I deserve a shot to maybe make my mark on this team. And I think he's definitely grabbing that opportunity with both hands.
Definitely,
completely agree. Unbelievable win. A big thanks, Harvey, for joining us as always, man.
Cheers, Harvey.
Of course, man. Thank you so much. Let's enjoy it.
Let's bring in Albert.
Hey, that's what we like to see.
It's an absolute pleasure. I love this. I love the shows you guys do. I just wanted to come on real quick because I literally blacked out when the ball hit the back of the net. It was scenes. I saw I'm back at the clips and the limbs, and I just love this football club so much.
Honestly,
and I just want to be honest. And this is a long season. It's a season full of special moments, and this was one of them.
Albert, I had the same thing. The blood rushed to my head. Frank was off doing a madman.
I nearly gave myself an aneurysm. I'm sure I did.
I don't know if the camera caught it. I was like this. I'm just getting trying to compose myself. I lost it.
I went to a concert later, and I think I lost most of my voice.
Fair enough. I'm
gonna go get drunk, and I'm gonna go just up the top of my lungs, top of the league in the middle of the city. I'm calling from New York, so if you see me out, you know what it is. Arsenal, baby, all the way. Let's go.
Let's go, Arsenal.
I love it. Albert, pleasure. And he's off.
Pleasure.
Maybe just before we go to the next call, let's just go through some super chats because I don't want to miss these as well. Let me just get these all up, make sure I haven't missed any. Ryan says, James, love from Aussieland, it was my birthday on the 3rd. I'm in La La Land at the moment.
Happy birthday, firstly.
That might be the same birthday as Expressions, who I think gets brought up in a super chat in a second. Touch Balls says, switched over to Expressions when we were 2-0 down. He was loving life, celebrated for ages. This team is amazing and so entertaining. Look, I love Expressions to bits, and a happy birthday to him as well. But yeah, he won't be happy we turned that
He won't
around.
be happy at all.
Sam says, it's time to ask every fan if we're going to win the league, yes or no. No middle ground or taking it game by game answers. But I get it. Like, you know, I know what you mean. Like, we are in that crunch period where we should really be just planting our flag. Do we think we're going to do it or not? But
I've set the date for my decision on whether we're going to win the league or not.
What, game week 38?
Game week 33.
Oh, is it?
That's when we play City.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fine. Fair enough.
We'll get into that a little bit later. I want to go a little bit more detail about that, but we'll get on with the super chats.
Cobby, I take issue with this super chat. He says, same people on the videos. Why the favoritism? Shameful. Cobby, let me just say, because I always believe in transparency with everything, so let me explain how and why we do things here a certain way. First and foremost, we're providing anyone around the world the opportunity to get onto the AFTV Plus app, and you see all these amazing fans here, and everyone's got a chance. We can't promise that everyone gets on, and I know that can be frustrating, but we are going to, especially for days like today, run them longer, have as many fans and opinions as possible, even if we have to rattle through a few more to the end. Now, you do see a lot of the same faces, but firstly, while we value everyone's opinions, we value their opinions, but the big thing is that there's how do I explain? We can't just, you know, we basically chat to people behind the scenes before we bring them on. So if it's the first time that we're seeing someone, you know, obviously that, you know, we chat to them and you know, we introduce ourselves before we bring them on. Therefore, we see some of the regulars who we've spoken to many times before come first. So I want it to be very clear that everyone gets an opportunity, and we are trying to rotate all the time. And that was the first time I'd spoken to, and I forgot his name, was it Albert?
I think it was Albert.
Yeah. You know, that's the first time I've spoken to Albert. So hope that everyone understands that. And I thought I'd clear that up for anyone who is sort of frustrated about not getting on, but we do our best to get everyone on. Let's bring on William, I believe. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, fellas. Big up to you. Brilliant content as always.
Thank you. Big up to you for joining us. You must be over the moon.
Honestly, I'm going to be very honest with you guys. I was not as stressed as Cecil was, man. Like, honestly.
Same.
Like, honestly, look, I was super chatting him, yeah? And, like, I was telling him, dude, like, relax. It's just Bournemouth. You know what I mean? Like, you always have to say it with chest for each game that we would win. You know what I mean? And granted, you know, the first half. Huh?
No, carry on. All good. Sorry, carry on. I'm just saving super chats for later, but I can still hear you.
Oh, sorry about that. But no, look, first half we didn't perform as well as we should have, granted. But I think with Rhys Nelson coming on, I believe he was just that X factor. Honestly, I think he was really tearing up the left-hand side, putting in some great crosses, some nice passes, really was looking saucy. And I think it was just well-deserved for him to get his goal at the most crucial part of the season, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And hopefully that he starts in the Europa League soon. I would like to see that.
You know what my biggest criticism, I don't want to bring you on this, Frank, actually. Yeah. You know, my biggest criticism of the Arsenal players throughout the game, and boring people when I say this, but it was decision-making and execution. Now, those are two very big things in anything in life. I appreciate that. So it's not the best analysis, but what Rhys Nelson did that I felt other players were getting wrong was he knew when to cross.
Yep.
And then when he went for the right decision, he was executing it.
Decision making was spot on.
Right, because his left foot is his weak foot. Yeah, he knew I can go around the outside here and I can whip it to the back post where Ben White is waiting. And then there were moments where the cross wasn't on. And so he would come back into Zinchenko. And then when that ball comes to him, we talked about the assist, when that ball comes to him on the edge of the area, he could try set it up on his right foot. He could, I don't know, but he just went, cool. The decision is, I have to hit this now. But then he was calm, head over the ball. He's not leaning back and going mad, and he just strikes it. And I've got the celebration here in front of me. Look how calm he is in that celebration. He just jogs off like it's what he does. Unbelievable. I mean, do you think he's going to have a big part to play for the rest of the season, Rhys Nelson?
I believe he will. And touching to your earlier point, you're saying that I guess the biggest part of our, like, why we were so, I guess, flat-footed and a bit congested was because of our decision making. And I do 100% agree with you, James, that quite frankly, I mean, when I see the Odegaard making a pass that he should be just taking a shot, probably Vieira was looking a little bit shy. It just didn't really click, you know. But I think at the end of the day, this guy just make a shot, you know. When you have the opportunity there, just go for it, and you'd be surprised. I think Rhys Nelson really just did that, to be honest with you. And I think based on this performances and earlier on in the season, we did see some sprinkles of his like bit of madness, you know what I mean, in the Europa League. He will be definitely pivotal, I guarantee you.
Yeah, what a moment for him. It's an absolute pleasure having you on. Thank you, William.
Thank you, boys.
We got Dr. Rishi. Let's bring Dr. Rishi on.
Hello, hey guys. How are you? I've lost my voice. What a relief.
Same. This might be the worst show ever. No one can talk. I mean,
I said there's 2 times this season when I've said a prayer. Literally, I was watching you guys before that corner, saying a prayer there, and also in Nketiah against Man United when it went to VAR. I was just literally praying, and so glad it happened.
Honestly,
I think
unbelievable.
Yeah, amazing. I think today that it's taught us is kind of that whole thing of the cliche of taking one game at a time. Because I was doing that thing that probably most fans were doing, where you I was thinking about, I've looked at the fixtures and you're thinking about those 3 away games in April, Anfield, Etihad, and Newcastle. Those are the 3 I think that are going to decide it. But never thought today would be a stumbling block. But obviously, it can happen.
It was.
Absolutely.
Frank, I want to pass it to you. Anything you want to bring up?
Yeah, I want to know what you make of the squad depth that Arsenal have at the moment, because we saw a lot of different people making appearances today. And I want to specifically look at the wings mainly, because we've got Bukayo Saka, we've got Gabriel Martinelli, we've got Leandro Trossard, we've got Rhys Nelson, we've got Fabio Vieira that can go out there if he needs to. I'm sure if we really needed to, we could put Jesus out there. What do you make of the squad depth that the Arsenal squad has now compared to recent years?
Surprising, as I'd forgotten all about Rhys Nelson, to be honest with you. So as soon as Trossard went off, I was thinking, oh my God, when's Jesus going to be back, basically? But no, it's very good. I mean, that's the question I was going to ask for you guys, is I still don't think we've got anything like City's depth, to be quite honest. And I think we might have to consider, especially those 2 Europa games around Fulham, because that's going to be a tough away game. I don't know whether you guys think we should sacrifice Europa and just play a really scratch skeleton side, or I don't know, or you think momentum's key and just keep winning games? Because
it's hard. It is really hard, and I think I don't want to say sacrifice. Yeah, I would say, I don't know what the word that I want to use is. Not sacrifice, but I can't think of the word.
I think for me, the way I'd put it is, people think that sacrificing the Europa League is going to do us a favour in the Premier League, but I'm not 100% convinced of that. We rotated maybe 5 changes going into the game at the Etihad when we lost in the FA Cup, and people thought, yeah, cool, we've got bigger fish to fry. It didn't really translate into the kind of rest and break that the players actually wanted and needed. I heard, I think it was Gary Neville said it, or I can't remember who said it, but when you're in a title fight, everyone's fit. And I know we've lost Jesus, Trossard went off, and I know we've had our injuries, but I think what I mean by that is that what I do take that I think is applicable is, when you're in a title fight, everyone wants to play. Everyone just wants to be available. Slight niggle, but I can get through it. I'll get through it. Slight knock, slight bruise, whatever. And then when there is the next game, they want to keep going. They want the momentum. I think there's a really fine line, and I don't know what it looks like, but it's a fine line between going, we're taking Sporting seriously, in the Europa, but we're making sure that the right minutes are handed to the right players across, So if we start with Saka, and let's see if Nketiah's back, but Saka and Nketiah, Nelson, that kind of makes sense. 2 of them ended the game, and Nketiah's had a bit of a rest, but then maybe the home leg, it's Martinelli, Trossard, Nelson. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of how they need to manage it. I don't think just going, you lot don't play Europa League games. Saka, Martinelli, Partey, Saliba, Gabriel, you don't touch the Europa League unless we get to the final. I don't think that's the right message, because even if we get there, then the players that got you there will be like, well, hold on. So the fine line for me.
I mean, I think the key for us is, and I don't like looking ahead, but getting to that Anfield game, April the 9th, I wanted a bigger lead than 5 points. I was hoping City would drop, because if City get 2 draws, we can afford to lose those 3, or lose 2 of those 3 games and draw the other one and win the league. But I think we have to, because I think April is when they'll be in the FA Cup semi-final probably. They'll be in the Champions League quarter-final probably. That's when I think we'll get a big advantage if we can just keep this lead till then.
Yeah, I hear you. Listen to this stat from Tailwood Studio: 3 goals and 2 assists in 85 minutes of football for Rhys Nelson.
Amazing.
It's more than Kulusevski and Richarlison combined.
Did you guys see anything about the Trossard injury? Is it a bad one, or
I don't really know?
Is Trossard's injury a bad one, or?
I really hope not. I really do hope not, because Trossard's been fantastic since coming in.
No, great stuff, lads. Thank you.
It's an absolute pleasure to chat to you, Dr. Rishi. Now, what we're going to do, guys, as we've been going a while, but we want to get as many of you as possible. We're going to fly through some more quick-fire questions, get more just of your thoughts coming. Give us your thoughts. We'll have some fun all together. So who have we got next? We've got Savarine. Let's bring on Savarine. Savarine, welcome.
Hi, James. Thank you. How are you doing?
Pleasure having you on. Frank, take it away. I'll let you.
I just want to know what you thought of the game, bro. I really do, because let's be honest. Let's be honest with it. I know, obviously, we're ecstatic about the result, ecstatic about the way we've won the game. It wasn't the best of performances, was it? In all honesty.
Yeah, in some sense, it was similar to Everton. I think we made mistakes in that game as well, and in this one as well. They did not punish us, and Bournemouth did, and we went down 2-0. But to come back from there, I was not believing it. Like James was, I felt like maximum we can get a draw after 2-0 down. When it was 1-0, I felt like maybe we can come back and win the game. When it was 2-0 in the second half, and it's almost 60 minutes, you have like 30 minutes to come back. I thought the maximum we can get a draw now. And then it was 2-2. We still had 15 minutes to go, but those 15 minutes went by. And in the last minute, oh my God, this was all Rhys Nelson. I fell off my sofa. I almost cried after we won. It was crazy. Yeah. But I think James touched on it. The composer Rhys Nelson showed to take that shot, he whipped that ball. He's like, I'm going to take a second. I'm going to make sure I'm going to hit this in the corner. If it deflects, whatever, he didn't care. He felt like I need to just hit it hard on his left foot. Even the assist he got was from his left foot as well. The talent this guy has, like I know over the last 3-4 years, there has been questions about his fitness or whatever. I always felt like whenever we were linked to Trossard or Modric or whoever, I felt like there's one player I don't want to lose from Arsenal. That's Rhys Nelson, because the talent this guy has is very high. His potential is very, very high. When he's playing at 100% confidence, I think he can beat anyone, any defenders, and he can whip that ball in. He's very similar to Trossard in terms of taking on the man and just whipping the ball in. So that cross with his left foot and then the shot, oh my God, it was crazy.
He's got deceptively quick feet, hasn't he?
He has. He's so good.
Sorry to be annoying, Sabri. Sorry, because when he came through, and this might sound like a really weird thing to say, and I might be completely wrong, right? But when Nelson came through, I remember him as a bit shorter and a bit more weavy in the way he played. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's kind of, I think he's had a bit of a growth spurt, and I think he's kind of almost matured. Like, he doesn't look as, and I noticed this in the Forest game, he doesn't look as like direct and chaotic, which wingers can be. He looks incredibly mature with his decision making, and when he goes to do something, he's doing it because he knows he can do it, and if he can't, he's more than happy to pass and combine and keep the ball moving. And I think that explains why I think Arteta really likes him, because I think he can trust him.
Yeah, and I think Rhys Nelson believes in his ability a lot. He can take on the man, and he feels like he can do it. Yeah. And Smith Rowe is coming back from injury. He did well to win, to get an assist, but I think he was more just passing back. Smith Rowe has the ability to beat his man and put a ball in as well, but he was a little bit more cautious to not lose the ball, passing back most of the time, and creating chances from there. But Rhys Nelson was like, I'm going on every time, whipping the ball in, and then oh my God, the last shot, even if it's in 60th minute, if it's 3-0 or 4-0 goal, even then it's an incredible shot. But to have that as a winner in 97th minute, I don't think we can ever overrate that goal.
Yeah.
No matter how much praise we put on that goal was crazy.
Yeah, I completely agree.
It made me cry. I don't cry in my life. It made me cry. So,
Severin, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Great job, James. Thank you.
Thank you. Who have we got next? Sorry, Carbon. Welcome, Carbon. Carbon, how you doing?
Very, very good. Up the Gunners.
Love it.
I'm excited, guys. I walked out of a meeting. I just got 10 minutes of the game, stressed as could be. And then I see Nelson playing. I don't know where he comes from. And I think it just shows the greatness of what a coach we have right now, you know?
So you left a meeting to watch the rest of the Arsenal game?
10 minutes, I was stressed.
Absolutely worth it. Absolutely worth it. I mean, I hope they don't see this, but I think you absolutely made the right decision. Let me read you a quote. This is from the Bournemouth manager, Gary ONeill. And he was asked about the celebrations at the end of the game with the winner. He said, I shook hands with Mikel. It was a game he needed to win and I needed something from. We went to battle and he came out on top. They scored a goal. They can celebrate how they want. I love that. It's a great change of tone from the criticism we were getting before.
Yeah, we didn't have the celebration police on us today.
Not today. And I'm really glad that we took the time earlier in the show to give Bournemouth the credit as well.
Absolutely.
Because I was also saying that apart from their goalkeeper who wound me up by getting involved in something, I actually didn't think they were doing the whole time wasting, diving, all that. So credit to Bournemouth. I think we've got to say that again.
Yeah, definitely. I think good respect, good sportsmanship.
Yeah.
And I think there's one team that really needs it this year. I think we all know it's been 20 years of suffering. It's been a great 10 years of hoping and thinking that things are going to change. But this is our time. This is our league to lose, and it's really our time. And we have a great coach. The fact that he could change tactics like that, I think, for him to put Nelson on, shows how great of a coach he is and how he was seeing the game and how he was looking at the game and maybe how he was studying the game in the week. So Mikel Arteta, that was some good coaching.
Yeah, I completely agree. Absolute pleasure having you on. Get back to that meeting.
Get back to the meeting.
Thank you. Who have we got next? Deanie, how you doing?
How's it going?
You were at the game. You were at the game. Was this your first, wasn't it?
It was the first, James.
Wow.
And what a game. Wow. What a game. The internet around here is not great because I'm still outside the stadium, but I'll just make it quick. That's the first time we've ever been 2-0 down. And personally, I was calm in the stadium because I kept on saying to my friend, I had to say thanks to my friend Alonia because it was her season ticket that got me into the game as well. And I have to say, I kept on saying to her, I said, regardless, all we need is one goal. I kept on saying, all we need is one goal and we are going to go on and win this game. We're going, and we did. And James, Frank, I don't know what to say. When Rhys Nelson scored, my phone went flying, my flask went flying. Oh my days. I feel so good.
I hear it.
My gut instinct said we are going to win this game.
Bro.
I was never worried. 80% possession. The game was played in Bournemouth half like the whole game.
Yeah, it was.
So
we can hear
the chants in the background.
We can hear the chants. No, we're gonna Deanie, we're gonna leave it there because there's a few internet issues. You're right, but it's great to chat and well done. I'm so happy that you got to witness that in your first Arsenal game.
So happy.
Amazing.
I'm gonna say what my instinct is saying all season. I'm gonna say it now. We're gonna win the league.
We'll leave it there. I've got a terrible poker face, but we'll leave it there. Melvin, see you later. We've got Melvin next.
Hi, Melvin.
How you doing?
Hey guys, it's Melvin here from Perth. How you doing?
Melvin, absolute pleasure to chat to you. What time is it there?
It's 2:04 a.m.
Wow.
So around midnight. No, not around midnight. It would have been.
No, it's after midnight.
No, but it would have been around 1 a.m. Sorry, that the goal went in the back of the net.
Oh, mate, it was insane.
How do you contain?
I think it was just after 1 a.m. and And me and my wife were sitting out here watching the game, and we were just going crazy. And it's amazing. Like, I wake up every day at 3:45 a.m. or at 12 a.m. or 2 a.m. and to watch that goal go through. And funny enough, when Rhys came on, I said to my wife, I said, Liana, Rhys is going to score the winning goal, 3-2. And she goes, no chance. I said,
love it.
Done. Watch it. And it happened. I was like, ole, 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 ole. Sorry, guys. Get a little bit excited, but yeah, man,
carry on. Listen, you've just seen me do a dance in front of 10,000 people, a Thomas Party dance. So go, by all means, join me.
Yeah.
ole, ole, ole. So I was sitting out in the backyard. As you can see in Australia, we have a backyard and got a bit of grass. Well, it's a bit too dark out here, but we got a fan, we got the TV, and we're sitting here having a cigar.
Outside?
Yeah, outside. We're having a cigar, having a rum.
If Arsenal come to Perth, you need to invite us over so we can just watch some pre-season football. We'll re-watch that goal.
I've got the cigars covered. I've got the rum covered. I've got the house covered. I've got the jerseys covered.
He said rum. You had me at rum.
Probably even have the good fun covered.
I love that.
You had me at rum.
Do you know something? When you said that you're watching it out there in Perth and whatever, I had this moment as you're talking where I thought, I know this is so obvious. I know we all know this, but like sometimes you got to say it out loud to just appreciate. One kick of a pumped up ball just made millions of people around the planet go mental at the same time.
I love this game.
But isn't that amazing? Like, do you know what I mean?
It's literally out of the world, man. Like, you think about it. Like, so ESR comes on, and you're like, yeah, man, we got him. Like, he's one of our boys, right? And then he goes off, and Rhys comes on, and you're like, oh, are we doing the right thing? And I literally turned to my wife, and I said, no, we're doing the right thing. And Rhys hits the cross for the equalizer, and then he hits the goal. Like, yeah, man, like the whole world, the entire world. People from Australia, people from Singapore, people from London, people from New York. We're watching the game, we're thinking, damn, we got this. We got this. It's not in the bag. It's not in the bag, I must admit. I believe, man. I believe we got this.
Got to. Pleasure chatting to you. Go enjoy. Go get some sleep, actually. Either hit a nightclub or go to sleep. One or the other. Hey, enjoy.
Good night, guys.
See you later. Pleasure to chat.
Ciao.
Who have we got next? JR, join us.
Hello, JR.
How you doing? Welcome back.
James, you know, we're gonna remember something at the end of this season, and you know what's gonna be? Why wasn't all or nothing this season?
Could you imagine?
I know.
But could you also imagine how painful it would be?
But then I wonder the pressure. I wonder if that would have been added pressure.
Yeah, could you imagine if we had the all or nothing, like we did last year, but we didn't end up winning the league?
I don't know. However this season is, I feel like it's amazing. You know, this season's been good. I mean, I think the only problem I had with the game today was I lost my train of thought because I screamed and shouted. I threw the pillows out in the balcony. I ran. My whole neighborhood was going crazy. But what the guy said the last minute about the whole world, I mean, I'm sure we could have probably felt that on a Richter scale when that game went in, that goal went in, because it was unbelievable. I mean, I literally saw it in slow motion. I saw it come down on his chest, right? And I was just like holding my breath. And then I saw the left foot, and I'm like, it was left foot. And it was just like straight in. It's like, oh my God, that was just incredible. You couldn't write this. You couldn't write this, man.
You couldn't. JR, I'm so sorry that it's brief and it's quick, but I'm very conscious still lots of fans we need to chat to. But I mean, great to hear your experience with that goal as well. Enjoy it. Go enjoy it, JR. Thanks for joining us.
Have a good one.
Thank you, JR. Guys, what we're going to do, we are going to go through them a bit more quickly because there's so many of you who enjoyed that moment. I see lots of all these mates. Hello, everyone. There you all are. They're all waving. We're going to try and get as many of you up as possible. I would encourage that people don't jump on the app now. If you're there, we're going to try and get through, but I don't want people feeling disappointed waiting too long. So we're going to try and go through as many more as we can. What's this comment from Fine? James, Oh, right, fine. Nothing, just people being critical about nothing. We did have a super chat as well. DJ says, officiating against Arsenal is always wanting. Don't know why, for real. Thank God Hale End kids are always carrying this team since Arteta came to the club. They have stepped up, Hale End. Rudy says 7 a.m. kickoff and drinks and Rhys goal.
Drinks at 7 a.m.
Near heart attack. Come on, you guys.
Sounds like he's on holiday.
We've enjoyed it. Black Caesar says, today was not a VAR problem. It was a problem of referee abdicating duties while hoping for VAR to bear responsibility. Big flaw of the clear and obvious error system, but we move Gooners. I think there's some great points there. Right, okay. Going to fly through you guys because I do want to chat to as many people as possible. So who have we got next? We have Daniel.
Hi, Daniel. I love this shirt, by the way. This is
30
a great
seconds,
shirt.
Daniel. Take it away. You got the floor. You know what? I want to sit back and relax. I've got nothing more to add. We're going to let you guys just run the show. Daniel, 30 seconds. All yours.
Today, I feel Arsenal. Today, I feel the EPL. Today, I feel like a champion of the EPL. That's all I've got to say, James.
You waited all that time just to say that. Fair enough.
Time. He made perfect that the time that he had.
Well, as you've only used about 10 seconds of your 30, I'm going to ask you really quickly, yes or no, are we winning the league?
Yes.
Love it. Right. Go away. Go celebrate. Go enjoy it. Pleasure. Who have we got next? Elliot.
I'm just listening to the new #1 worldwide smash from Rhys Nelson. It is so melodic to the ears, and it's going to be on the.
In goes the corner.
Yeah, I would turn that down. It's not good for copyright. I would turn that down. He's trying to get our
I'm turning it off. I'm shutting it down. I'm shutting it down. I'm shutting it down. I'm shutting it down. I'm shutting it down.
No, fairness, it wasn't clear at all. But no, look, you must be over the moon. You must be over the moon.
Oh, mate, listen, I sounded like a little girl after that goal went in. I swear to you, mate, I got my knickers in a twist. I was jumping and shouting about. It was like somebody bought me a new car. It was unbelievable, that strike. It was astounding. You know what? And I've always said we're going to win the league. Now, I truly believe. Truly believe. And if you all are out there, reach out to the heavens and realize that God is on our side, that Arsenal are the team, and we are top of the league.
We are top of the league.
We are still
top of the league. Say we are top of the league.
Say we are top of the league. We are top of the league. Say we are top of the league.
We are
top of the league. Say we are top of the league.
Go enjoy it, my friend. Go enjoy it.
Indeed, mate. Indeed. Cheers, mate.
Who have we got next? Jerome. Let's get Jerome in. Now, listen to this, Jerome. Because we were talking about miracles, we were talking about the fight. How about this for a stat? Arsenal have recovered more points from losing positions more than any other team in the Premier League this season. 15 points. Mentality. I read that terribly. Yes, they've recovered more points than any other team. 15 from losing positions.
Yeah, that makes champions. I mean, this is our company goal. This is like Chelsea in 2005. I want to say that they brought games back because they have champions mentality. They have it in them. I thought Fabio had a great game. Rhys, man of the match. He is a great, absolutely phenomenal player. I mean, you have a quality when you come back from an injury and you strike the last ball of the game on your weak foot and put it where he puts it.
Yeah.
Ramsdale also kept us in the game. And Partey, I like Jorginho. I think he's class, but Partey is different gravy.
Yeah, I thought Partey today, his big error was the goal. He gives away the free kick that then leads to the corner, and then he doesn't follow his man on the corner. I can't help but think someone should be dealing with it at the near post. But anyway, but his performance, you're right, to win the ball back, then he gets the equaliser, so he makes up for that second goal very quickly. And then just on the ball, immaculate. You're right to shout him out. Sorry, so was he your man of the match, Thomas Partey?
No, Rhys Nelson.
Sorry, Rhys Nelson. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And it was a really stressful day because here in Latin America, the platform where you stream the Premier League was down. So I
got in and I was put the game on, and I got a notification on my phone, Bournemouth goal, and I was like, oh, fudge.
He recovered that well then.
No need to recover it. Pleasure chatting to you, man. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for joining.
Thanks, man.
Let's end with some man of the match shouts. We've got Rajesh. Let's get Rajesh in.
Hi, Rajesh.
Hey, how you doing, Rajesh?
Hello, AFTV. Thank you for the opportunity.
No, thank you.
I'm really happy for having this opportunity to speaking with James and all. And it was a really great game to watch.
Unbelievable.
Being an Arsenal fan, unbelievable. Yeah.
I am blown away by what I've just seen. Tom Canton, Guna Talk, has just said the same thing. You got 30 seconds. Give us your thoughts and your man of the match. Take it away.
Sure, my man of the match, no doubt at all. Let me go with this. Rhys Nelson, he's the man. Come on us up with a great plan. So he's the man. We got 8 shot on target, and we got 3 goals. That's the best on the shot on target, but we have 81% of possessions and 19 against with Bournemouth. That's a great one in terms of possessions, but not with the score line. But it's a great comeback I ever seen being an Arsenal fan. So thank you so much, everybody, for the love and support from all Arsenal fans to putting for our team.
No, thank you for your support for this channel, your support of the team and all that. And it's brilliant to chat to you. What was your name again? Sorry.
Rajesh from California, originally from Nepal.
Rajesh, absolute pleasure chatting to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
How many production, Brendan, my friend? How many more callers we got? That's it. That's the roundup. That's why I asked, actually, because I saw the thumbnail. Frank, absolute pleasure sharing the stage with you today. Let me just say that I've got 2 angles to this. On the Arsenal front, well done. What I said earlier, and someone tweeted me about it actually, that because of what they've done this season, I really was legitimately, I can take these off. I was legitimately quite calm about the team, even at 2-0 down.
I know you were.
Because they've earned that. They have earned for us in tricky moments to stand by them. And I think the fans did. And that is a real testament to the fans, testament to the team and the work they've done. Unbelievable. Arteta bringing on Nelson, the way the team kept going, the response from Partey after the error. You saw he was disappointed, giving away, playing his part in the second Bournemouth goal. Phenomenal from the team. But I want to also say, not well done. It's not well done, but just what a pleasure it is to do this show with all you fans that call in on AFTV FANZONE. I'm so sorry if there's anyone we missed or if something didn't come up. We still have teething issues with it sometimes. But to be able to chat to you all around the world, and give you guys a platform to have your thoughts and your opinions, but also discuss and debate and just really indulge in these moments when they happen, is honestly my favourite part of the week. So a massive thank you to all of you who have joined us. Final word, Frank.
Champions mentality.
I'll tell you what.
I'm just going to leave it there.
Fair enough. Everyone, hit the like button if you enjoyed this. We had so many of you live watching with us. A big thank you to everyone who did join. A big thanks to production. A big thanks to everyone who played a part in a wonderful day. Arsenal are 5 points clear, as we were before, and in the 97th minute of the game took all 3 points. Well done, Rhys Nelson. Well done, Arsenal. See you soon.